Hi Cancer, here's a general look at your solar chart for August 2011, and until the 23rd, finances, goods, property, anything which affects or may affect your material security or your physical well-being or the well-being of somebody that you're concerned about is going to be highlighted. So you could be considering your position there related to one or some of those things. There could be something that you're aspiring to in that very materialistic area, something you'd like to get your hands on, a piece of equipment, a piece of kit. Maybe it's not that. Maybe something is growing, developing, but it needs your ongoing nurturing attention so that it can really, flourish or take off or unfold. So that can be anything from a garden to a relationship to a project, a kind of a money-making project, or a skill or health kind of situation. So you could be looking into the material pluses and minuses regarding all of that sort of basic stuff. As I mentioned, some of this could be related to the fruits of the earth, what goes through your body, the substances in your lines of supply, the quality of those. Some of you may find health matters, as I say, are emphasized at this time. So you are either thinking about these things or you're actually doing something about these things, maybe thinking about buying and selling, or buying, selling, doing some retail therapy would be maybe a good idea, particularly up until the 22nd, because there's a lovely flowing energy in there with Venus in that area of your chart. Maybe also you being a bit self-indulgent, getting something nice for yourself, and looking in the mirror and deciding what you need to do to create a more attractive image. So you could be thinking about all of those things, but also you could find yourself on the receiving end of treats or favors which are useful, on practical material levels. And some of you could be more inclined to deal fairly and squarely and thrash out a win-win solution with somebody else, or indeed there could be somebody around who can help you out materially at this time, because you're more likely to get yourself a bargain at this time, and that's up until the 22nd, and collaborating with somebody else in a kind of a cooperative way, or teaming up with someone in order to improve cash flow, both it could be for now, it could be for in the future, or in other material ways. You help them out in this way, they help you out in that way. You're kind of in it together and making things better on this kind of basic level of life. Mentally, you're pretty much going to be on the go with lots on your mind, maybe more paperwork, maybe more working over the net or the phone, or just chatting with people in your locality. Could be negotiating going on, but because Mercury is retrograde until the 26th, there could be an element of indecisiveness here. You don't quite know how the whole thing's panning out. You need to maybe go into it a bit more deeply, think it through properly, as the ideas take shape and the agenda evolves, right? Maybe having to deal with lots of little bits of information there. Some ideas or schedules may have to go on the back burner or be ditched altogether, or maybe just tweaked as you try to fit in with others' opinions, points of views, facts, figures, however it is. And looking always for the win-win solution, of course, which might involve compromises. However, from the 26th, the muddy waters, if there are muddy waters, will begin to clear there, and you begin to see the way ahead, with more focus and maybe more clarity and confidence. Now, every month I talk about the slow-moving planets, what they're doing, and they don't move much month to month, but I'll just do that again now for the benefit of those who don't know, or indeed, there might be other bits that I throw in as it kind of comes to me. Jupiter is now in Taurus. Now, this is a very, very good position. It's a very good angle to your sun sign, Cancer. This is going to favorably highlight the area of friendships, so making new friends during this long transit of Jupiter. Group gatherings, social networking, any kind of group effort or team effort or clubbing together with others in some sort of a way, and that's going to help you to learn a lot through doing stuff with these people. Learning through doing is a theme of Jupiter. And this move of Jupiter will help you to progress your long-term aims. This is really good news, actually, for that sector of your life. Things that you've waited to do maybe for a long time, or you never got around to, you never quite had the chance. Now Jupiter here is really going to help you move forwards with all of that. So long-awaited hopes and dreams could be materializing, could be manifesting, and those of you who work with the law of attraction could really be tapping into the Jupiter influence with that one. Jupiter's going to be there well on into 2012. And also maybe get you thinking alternatively or futuristically or unconventionally in certain areas of your life as well, and making use of all the kind of new age stuff or the amazing innovative technology that we've got all around us everywhere now as well. And now Saturn. Until autumn 2012, Saturn is in an area affecting your home base, family dynamics, family relationship, property matters. So maybe, this has already triggered some sort of reorganization of your domestic setup. Perhaps for some of you, changing your place on the map, working quite hard at tying up loose ends from the past, getting, maybe feeling a bit stuck and wanting to get freed up from the past, from the expectations of the past, even from your own knee-jerk responses to Cancer, connected to your conditioning, your background, your personal history, to do with parents as well, a little bit directly or indirectly. And, wherever Saturn is, it's slow, nothing happens quickly, so there could be a feeling of slowdown in any of those areas, or more on your shoulders because of family, or because of what you've got around you at your base of operations. And you might just find it's harder to reach your overall life goals due to a kind of limiting feeling or even a resistance coming from others, or actually, Cancer, I have to say, coming from yourself, because what holds you back in you, your past attachments, your deeper emotional patterns holding you back. But this is also a very good time to work very kind of step by step, slowly at chipping away at those, so that you can indeed achieve your master plan. And maybe something to do with your overall life direction of profession is connected to your launch pad, your foundations, your conditions at home. So kind of reinventing yourself in the wider world depends very much in some way about what's going on at home or from home. So recontouring aspects maybe of your home base, or even changing it altogether, may be part of this transit. And all the hard work you're putting in now, all the inner work and the outer work, will really stand you in good stead further down the line, because you'll be glad you did it. You'll probably be more aware of how much work you really did put in now, because you're not so aware of it now because you're kind of in it. And you could feel really pleased with yourself, especially as you discover maybe more about your deeper conditioning, expectations, how maybe you've limited yourself as well in the past, but also externally, building things and shaping things in the way you want them to be at home or within your family. This is kind of a slow, steady building project, and you've just got to be consistent. You've just got to be keeping going with it. Uranus, very different to Saturn, the energy of change and experimentation and unpredictability will be transiting the top area of your chart, which is to do with your overall life direction, but also your career direction as well, your professional direction. And there's going to be definitely new beginnings going on here, but also in the process a feeling of instability and uncertainty along the way. And that's, as I say, it's going to be there for a very long time, 7 years in fact. And so change is afoot. It's in the air, and you can't really consolidate very easily if Uranus is really close to your sun or important point in your natal chart. You've just got to be flexible because it's like a work in progress, it's ongoing. And things could ambush you at times which you weren't expecting at all. There could be sudden reversals as well where Uranus is, but definitely, you should be rolling with it as much as you can, and also looking at new and unusual ways of working, Cancer, and being in that wider stage. So a previous structure. In nature, spring winds and storms that uproot trees, tear off branches. This is the Uranian energy. So a previous structure may actually be severely shaken up or overturned, and a new array of options open up to you. And you've got to be flexible and adaptable. And I think actually once the dust settles, you can be very inspired and really get the bit between your teeth on something which is new and fresh and unusual and maybe even quite unconventional, or it's just unusual for you. So yes, that's the situation with Uranian energy, and this month you Cancerians born in the first 6 days or with the first 6 degrees of Cancer rising are going to feel this energy the most. Neptune is moving back into Aquarius until next February, so this could blur boundaries or make you feel as though you don't have the control you'd like, overall control, say, over joint finances, property. It could be, you're tied to a certain contract or a certain agreement with another, and you partly rely on them or what they have or their say, their rules, their requirements, and that really is going to be highlighted mostly for you Cancerians born in the first day or with the first degree of Cancer rising, or in fact the last couple of days and the last couple of degrees of Cancer rising at the moment. Pluto will be in your close relationship area for many years, meaning that there are endings and beginnings and occasional letdowns maybe, or struggles for control with certain others that you're in close relationship, whether that's long-term or temporary, and that will be quite meaningful to you because that will be deepening your understanding, that will be deepening you emotionally, It can also mean Pluto's, this vibration of Pluto can mean that inheritance or anything that you have to rely upon another for. So a little bit of the same what I was saying about Neptune. There are elements there. But the thing about Pluto is it's a rebirth energy. So actually relationships can be regenerated, or there can be a whole new dynamic, a whole new scenario, and a very one in which you bond deeply with someone, you connect very deeply with someone that comes into your life with Pluto going through here for such a long time. And you shifted, because that's what Pluto requires. It's the planet of evolution as well. So you shifted, and therefore if you have shifted your point of attraction or your intention or your approach, then you will magnetize, you will bring towards you whoever or indeed whatever it is you need on those sorts of fundamental emotional levels of your being, to do with sharing and compromising, cooperating with others. And this it might not be in your personal life, it might also be on a business sort of level as well. And you Cancerians born 24th of June to the 30th of June, or with 3 to 7 degrees of Cancer rising, going to feel this influence mostly this month. And from the 23rd, a very busy, chatty time in store, and a time when you'll hear things you like, you do well in negotiations and bargaining type situations, probably particularly from the 26th onwards. And that's it for August. If you know your rising sign, listen to that too. It'll throw, it'll add towards the track from what I've said here. That's a better way of putting it. And I'll see you next time.